Men are not men anymore. We are literally raising the softest generation of men ever. The reality is, I was going to do an entire scripted video for you and talk you through it, etc. And I actually thought, you know what, stuff it. I'm just going to talk from the heart and make it as raw and as true as possible. So coming back to the topic of men, we are living in a society today where men are shunted one side for being masculine. We are constantly put in the spotlight if we are considered to be too masculine, if we make a decision that seems to be too harsh, if we are perceived as too aggressive, whatever that may be. And it's forcing men to, for lack of a better explanation, curl up in a little ball and hide. Men these days don't even know who they are anymore. They knew who they were, but lately they don't even know who they are anymore. They just know that they need to adhere to the rules and they need to play it safe, because if they don't play it safe, then all eyes on me. And that is doing something unbelievably damaging to manhood and to being a man and to being a good father and to leading your community, to leading your family, leading your wife, leading your kids in a world that has got so many distractions and so much negative that is crying out just for men to take charge and to lead. And yet men are being pushed down and told to sit in the corner. Why do you think that is? Anywhere you look in history, absolutely anywhere, men took charge. Men have to take charge. We are the heads of our house. We are put here by God to be the head of our house. We have to lead. Now, don't get me wrong. That doesn't mean you must abuse what that means. The head of the house doesn't mean everything that you say goes and everyone just falls into place. Not at all. You're also to love your wife. And go and read up about loving your wife. It's not as simple as love your wife. There are many ways that you need to love your wife. And, you know, as men, respect is massive for us. It's a massive thing for us. It's almost more, I would actually say it probably is more than love, because respect shows love. And if we don't have respect, we don't feel loved, plain and simple. A lot of men won't admit that, but a lot of their frustration, a lot of their irritation, and a lot of the grief and the anger inside of them comes from being in a home where they are not respected. And that can be for many reasons. That could be because their partner doesn't respect them for whatever reason, or that could be because of their own behavior that their partner doesn't respect them. So it's absolutely critical that you do introspection and you look at yourself, and as a man, you ask yourself, am I doing everything in my power to be respected, or am I just demanding and commanding respect at all costs, regardless of my input? And those are very deep questions that you need to ask, because let me tell you one thing. When you have to go and dig in and you have to do introspection, it's not a fun place to be in. It's not fun to look at your flaws and actually have to acknowledge your flaws and go, you know what? I actually have to change. There's some things here that I need to work on, and drastically. What do we like to do? It's you. It's not me, it's you. It's your fault. If only you. If she just that. If she didn't that. If only. And the list goes on. It is so easy to get caught up in what everyone else should do for you, other than look at yourself and see, or say, what do I bring to the table? What do I need to bring to the table? Where am I slacking as a man? Am I not loving on my wife? And loving isn't always a physical act. I mean, we sometimes get the cues confused. We think that physicality is loving on your wife. Yes, by all means, she would probably love it if you would rub her back, etc., etc. But she also needs you there emotionally. And I'm not saying emotionally on the level of being her friend. Do I believe that you need to be your wife or your spouse's best friend? By all means. You spend so much time together. You need to be able to be absolutely best friends. If you're not best friends, from my experience, you've got a problem. What usually happens there, and that's a conversation for another day, is someone else takes that role, and you better pray that that someone else has got your marriage in their best interest. Because if they don't, that's when the wedge starts to happen. Because marriage was designed for two people, not more than two people. That includes your kids. Your kids are there, you love on them, you'll die for your kids. I'll die for my kids any day, all day. The reality is my spouse comes first. First and foremost, God, my wife, my kids, the rest. That's plain and simple, and that's how it works. Anywhere you look in history, absolutely anywhere, men took charge. Men have to take charge. We are the heads of our house. We are put here by God to be the head of our house. We have to lead. Now, don't get me wrong. That doesn't mean you must abuse what that means. The head of the house doesn't mean everything that you say goes and everyone just falls into place. Not at all. The hardest thing as a man is to truly sit back and look at what you need to do. Be honest with yourself. I use an analogy. There are three sides that we know or that we project. There's the side that everyone out there in the world gets to experience, so they know that side of you. They know you as that person. That is that persona or that person that you are when you're in a public space. Then there's the second side, which is your close family and your spouse. They get to see a more intimate side of you. And then there's a third side that only you know. And the reality is we all have that third side. Only you know. And more often than not, that is the side that haunts us. What if only they knew all the bad choices I made, all the bad decisions in my life, all the skeletons in my closet. And that is what eats men alive. And not just men, but I'm specifically talking about men now. That is what eats men alive and keeps them awake at night, is what if I am found out to not be what my spouse thinks I am? And that is a very, very difficult pill to swallow, is to feel like you are not enough. And so many men deep inside, and you know who you are, feel like they are not enough. They feel like they are not enough, and because of that, they don't allow themselves to become the best version of themselves. Don't let society push you to conform to what society or the latest trend or the latest headline or whatever thinks you need to be. If you are living your life according to God's word and you are as hardcore as you need to be within the framework of God's word, you are unstoppable. But if you think you're going to do it alone, you've got something coming. The whole reason Ground Zero was started was for exactly this reason, was so that men have a brotherhood where you can link arms, where you can talk about stuff, where you can share your vulnerabilities without judgment, without any judgment. Because what brothers are we if we are going to do that with judgment? Because after all, like I've just said, we've all got our own skeletons and we've all got our own demons that we have to fight. So who am I to judge you on the issues that you have or the battles that you fight when I have to fight my own? So that is why Ground Zero exists, and that is why that brotherhood of men exists, so that we can hold each other accountable. We can steer each other in the direction that we need to go into.